In Mark 8:34, Jesus says, "If anyone wishes to follow after me, he must deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. For whoever wants to save his life will lose it. Whoever loses his life for me and for the gospel will save it." What a thought, what a radical thought. The first thing involved in following Jesus is to deny myself, self-denial. And so the reason the crowds aren't following Jesus then and now is because to follow Jesus costs us. And here is the greatest distortion of the gospel in wealthy postmodern society. We're devoted to self-fulfillment. The concept of voluntarily denying myself, even non-sinful things, is foreign to believers because we worship our own contentment. But to follow Jesus involves reckless abandonment to the will of God. That's the first challenge here. But the second challenge is really loss of life as we know it. It says, take up your cross. And of course, in Mark's time, some were literally having to do that because they were facing crucifixion under Nero. But the paradox here is fascinating. Whoever wants to save his life will lose it. Whoever loses his life for me and for the gospel will find it. The irony is, the life that we're tempted to attempt to save cannot be saved. There's no way you can box up this life and preserve it somewhere. It's just not going to happen. To lose your life for Jesus is to find it. Self-preservation eventually means the loss of all that really matters in terms of life. So there's a profound insight here. The life that we're now experiencing cannot be preserved forever. Whatever comes next, heaven or hell, is radically different than this life. And so, for example, either anything worthwhile in life is going to end in the torment of hell, not just the torment of some physical punishment, but the loss of all that is meaningful, or we're going to head into a life and existence that is so transformed that anything that we'd mistakenly try to hang on to would actually be baggage and useless to us in heaven. So we're on holy ground here. The path to eternally transformed bliss with God passes through the path of the crucifixion of this life, embracing self-denial and following a path far from the world's values. It's a call to crucify the sinful nature, not for ascetic reasons, but so that you're free to follow Jesus on a life that prepares you for eternity. I invite you to take that step.